Hey guys, Steve Welch here, Beam Toyota in Nashville. Coming to you with another top 25 list. 25 things about the Toyota Sienna that you might not know. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the current generation, a little bit about the previous generation. But when I was trying to put this list together, man, there's just so much to love about the new one that it's mostly about the new one. Give you a little bit of history, a couple other things about the Sienna, but we're gonna go down the list here of the top 25 things. Definitely like, subscribe, check out my other top 25 when it comes to the Toyota here. But let's kind of get straight into the list. So the first thing I want to tell you is where it is made. The Toyota Sienna is made in Princeton, Indiana. That's obviously for the U.S. market, of course, but they are made in Princeton, Indiana by our neighbors up here. So definitely a shout out to you guys up there in Princeton. Awesome vehicle. I guess it's been made there for, I think it was since 08, I believe, but could be wrong on that exact, but it's been made there for a while. So could be earlier than that, but it's been made there for a lot of years. So but the Sienna is definitely an amazing vehicle, and you guys do great work, so I appreciate you guys up there. So definitely easier to sell it when it is so well built. So but that is the first thing. It's built in Princeton, Indiana by our friends up there. So first generation was 98 to 03. Second generation, this is number 2 by the way, was 04 to 2010. And actually I'm thinking now it was probably 04 that it went to, I believe the second generation is when it went to Princeton, so it's probably 04. But 04 to 2010. Third generation was 2011 to 2020, and then this is the 4th generation that you see here. So in case you're wondering, this is the new model, of course. Beautiful car, and I'll just kind of show you here. This one is the Platinum. If you kind of look right there, you can see it's Platinum, all-wheel drive version. But definitely, so the latest generation, this is a hybrid, which you'll notice right there. It is a hybrid, so it gets 36 miles per gallon. If you're in the front-wheel drive, 36 miles per gallon all the way around. In the all-wheel drive, it will get 35 miles per gallon. So you only lose 1 mile per gallon for the all-wheel drive version, but definitely a good option to be able to have on a van. So the previous generation got 19 city, 27 highway in the front wheel drive, 18 city, 24 highway in the all-wheel drive. To kind of give you a comparison, the Honda Odyssey, which is realistically the top competitor of this car, and I'm going to kind of go over here to this XLE as well, give you guys another view of another one here. But the Honda Odyssey gets 19 city, 28 highway, and that was and then the Chrysler Pacifica gets 30 miles per gallon for their hybrid. Their all-wheel drive looks to be only available in the gas and gets 17 city and 25 highway. So even in the closest thing that we have to a comp to the Sienna, the hybrid version of the Pacifica, it's still 6 miles per gallon less, because they don't even offer the all-wheel drive in the Pacifica hybrid. So at least not that I found. I was saying correct if I was wrong, but I couldn't find it. So that's when I was looking for it. So now, and this right here, this is kind of coming up on a little ledge right here. So when you're talking about the 2022 Sienna that's coming up, they are going to have a all new model, and it's going to be called the Woodland Special Edition. That's coming out in 2022. So, and it's going to have about 6/10 of an inch additional ground clearance. So might not sound like a lot, but it's going to be just shy of 7 inches for your ground clearance on it. Couple of extra things to it, different wheels, stuff like that is going to be a little bit different for you. Different suspension as well. So, but that's going to be your Woodland edition. So to kind of give you a contrast on that, your Honda Odyssey has a 4.5 inch ground clearance, and your Pacifica has a 5.4 inch ground clearance. So 6.9, you're going to see that still, even without the Woodland edition, you still have better ground clearance in the Sienna than you do in any of the closest competition, based off the information that I found, of course. So the new Sienna is built on the TNGA Cape platform. It shares that platform with the Camry, the Corolla, the RAV4, the Highlander, the Avalon, the Venza, the Lexus ES, all of those in the US, plus some more that are overseas. and in different variations of those particular vehicles. So very nice. So now you'll also notice, and I have the keys to this particular Sienna in my pocket here. So the Sienna also has a kick open that you can actually kick the door open on it. So once we're unlocked there, but we can kick the, and this one's actually got it shut off, so I'll actually have to turn that back on. So there's actually a couple ways that you can actually turn it back on for the function. So there's a little power door switch that's right here, and we'll see if that works, and if it doesn't. So power door switch was off, so the doors will open or close based off of either kicking, which you can see it's got a little icon right there to kick those doors open and closed, or you can obviously hit the button, you can pull the handle and close it. All that stuff will be auto. So you have the kick function on the XLE and above, and you have the auto slide doors are on everything. So, but the kick functions on your XLE and above, and you can kick the side doors, or you can kick the back door as well. So that is something that you can do. So I do want to note that if you have a hitch installed, that you can no longer use the rear hitch, and if it's a factory hitch or that you can no longer use the rear kick, and if it's a factory hitch that's installed, you can't use the or it'll actually delete it while they're building it. And I have one back here that has a hitch somewhere, and that's what I'm going to look for. So and there we go. So this one right here, it's an LE hybrid, and you can see it's got the hitch on here. It's the same hitch no matter which one you're on. Now obviously the LE does not have the kick sensor on it, but you can get the idea. It would be the same hitch, and that has a 3,500 pound tow rating, by the way, as well. So but that is something that is interesting. And actually, if you look right here, this one's a platinum, which would have the hitch sensor, and you can see that it's, or would have the kick sensor, and you can see that it's got the hitch there. And if you actually come over to the window sticker, usually it will show you, well, this says tow hitch. You actually have to look on the spec sheet, but it'll say that the tow hitch add, and it'll say delete rear kick sensor. So when they add the tow hitch, you'll delete the rear kick sensor on the Sienna. So just note that. Now you got front and rear parking sensors on the Sienna. So that is to help you. It'll do that little beep, beep, beep as you're getting closer. You can see these little bubbles right there. Those are your front and your rear sensors. That's on the XLE and above. So you'll notice that the LE does not have that on there. So there's no kick sensors on the LE. That's right there. Okay. So sunroof. I do want to tell you about the sunroof, because sunroof is standard on XLE and above. And I want to show you this. This is the LE, and you can see it has a sunroof. There is an option for the sunroof on that one, so you can get that. And this one's got the LE Plus package, so you can see LE Plus package, which gives you the power tilt slide moonroof, gives you a lot of other things that are on there as well. You can definitely pause the video if you want to and take a little bit better of a look at that and see what you guys think. So so now you have auto dimming outside mirrors with power fold and reverse tilting. That's standard on your limited and your platinum. So easy way to tell, actually, you can always look at it. If you see the outline, which you can kind of see right here, if you're looking at it pretty good, that outline will tell you what you have. But if you have a limited or a platinum, it's going to have that on there. So very nice to know that it'll actually heat up. So you turn on the rear window defrosters, it'll actually heat your mirrors as well. So like I said, very, very cool to have that. Now on your platinum, you're also going to have a bird's eye view. The bird's eye view is going to be standard, and I'll take us kind of back over to this other one that I had the key in my pocket on to kind of give you a little bit more of a thought on that, I guess we can say. So, and a little bit more of a view of what it is. So if we hop over here, easy way to tell that you have it is if you have this view button right here, that is an easy way to tell that you have bird's eye view on pretty much any Toyota. And what you do, and I'll turn that off. So now what we'll do is I'll hit this button right here, and you'll be able to see that it will look around the vehicle. That's kind of what your bird's eye view does. Of course, it looks around the vehicle, and then it'll zoom back out to give you a bird's eye view of your Sienna. Obviously, this is a representation of the Sienna. You can actually get on here as well, and you can go through and you can make a change to a different color if you wanted to. Obviously, this one's white on the outside, but you can change it to a different color. You can also change what you're looking at down here, but you can kind of take a peek. That one was silver, so not too much different. But anyway, so that's what you're looking at. You also will notice that if you go into reverse, it will also show you your bird's eye view on there. So now something else that you may or may not be able to see is right there. And that is a heads up display. I had to drop it down there for some scooter people going by, but you have a heads up display. That is standard on the Sienna. So on the, when I say the Sienna, on the Platinum Sienna. So that is a standard feature, really cool. So that is your heads up display. So also want to tell you that the LED lights are also standard on the Sienna. I'm gonna pop back over this way, give you a nice little view of your LED lights. So you have a focused LED light there. So you have LED lights that are standard on your Sienna. That is a really, really awesome option. Also, Toyota Sienna is a top safety pick plus. You have Safety Sense 2.0 on all trims. If you want to know more about 2.0, I've got several videos out there, including a test drive on the 2.0 Safety Sense system. So also want to mention too that blind spot monitors are standard on all of the Siennas. And if you want to look, you can always look right there, and you can see the blind spot monitor in the mirror. That is going to be a standard feature on all of them. So very good to know that as well. So so we're up to number 13 now. Want to mention that the hybrid battery is under the seat in the front. So you may or may not know that, but you can see the vents for the hybrid battery right there. So part of the way that they make sure that you have all of the use, or at least most of the use of the back, is that they don't put the hybrid battery back there, because you need a little extra height, which you get from the driver's side seat and passenger side seat. So it goes all the way across those two seats. So up to number 14, the XSE trim is now available, and I don't believe that I had one here, but the XSE trim is available in the new one. They did away with the SE trim, replaced it with the XSE trim, and went nuts. So definitely check out my trim level series, the XSE, the TTLS series that I do, and you can see the XSE and see how that one actually looks. It is a really cool looking vehicle, and I think you guys will agree with that. So now you can get an 8-passenger Sienna or a 7-passenger Sienna. If you have anything above the XLE, it will be a 7-passenger. The XLE all-wheel drive will also be a 7-passenger. You can only get an 8 in the LE all-wheel drive. So LE front-wheel drive, LE all-wheel drive, and XLE front-wheel drive are the only ones that you can actually get the 8-passenger. And realistically, what the 8-passenger is, it's an additional seat that goes in between the two captain's chairs that are in the Sienna. So definitely if that's what you need 8 passengers, just know that you're not looking for the top trims, because it's not available in those top trims. You have 3 new colors for 2021. You have Blueprint, Sunset Bronze, and Cypress Green. I did a video on the Cypress Green one individually. The Blueprint, actually the Venza that's across right here, that is the Blueprint color. It's the same color in the Sienna. And the Sunset Bronze, I do not have anything in the Sunset Bronze yet. Quite honestly, I haven't even seen it yet. So like to see it in person. Of course, I've seen it on pictures, but I'd like to see it in person. But we'll know about that here shortly, of course. So One of the biggest things that you need to consider when you're buying a vehicle, and this is number 17, one of the biggest things you need to consider when you're buying a vehicle is resale value. Safety, of course, is another one. So getting the top safety pick, of course, is a really big thing. But when it comes to resale value, you've got Toyota, and you've got, when it comes to the Sienna van, the competition is the Honda Odyssey and the Pacifica. So KBB rates the projected 5-year resale value. So and this is going to be no shock when I tell you that the Sienna is number 1 out of those 3 that for projected resale. So over 5 years, the projected resale value of the Sienna is 44.7% of the original MSRP. The closest competitor is the Honda Odyssey at 41.9, and third base, of course, is the Chrysler Pacifica at 33.7% of the original MSRP. Keep in mind that has nothing to do with what you paid for it. It is actually just about, like I said, the original MSRP, which is realistically the only way that you can rate that. So that was number 17. Number 18, until 2021, the Sienna was the only all-wheel drive minivan. It was the only one that had an option in it. The Pacifica did release their 21 all-wheel drive. Like I said, it does not look like it comes in a hybrid at all. And the fuel economy is like half of what this one is. So is there an option for a different all-wheel drive? Sure. Is there a better option for a different all-wheel drive? Well, you tell me. So but in my opinion, the answer is probably not. So Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, Amazon Alexa are all standard in this van. So trying to go a little bit quicker for you. I know the video is going a little long, but trying to give you all this information on the top 25 things. So, but Apple CarPlay, Amazon Alexa, they're all standard. You also have a standard 9-inch screen for your display. It's a 9-inch touch screen on the center display. You saw it a little bit earlier when I put my fingers on there for you for the bird's eye view. Just a really, really big screen, and it's really fun to have. So we are up to 19. Toyota Care. It's realistically, it's on all of them, right? So 2 years, 25,000 miles, whichever comes first for your maintenance, that's included, right? And then you've got 2 years unlimited roadside assistance, unlimited miles roadside assistance. That's also included, right? There are some limitations on that, but it's, most of us, we can use that whenever we want. So 2 years roadside assistance, 2 years or 25,000 miles of all of your maintenance that's really required on the Sienna that is in the book there. So beautiful to know that. So the XLE and above, this is number 21 here. So the XLE and above has a 4-zone climate control, and I'm going to pop in here and I'm going to show you. If you look up here, you can see that it's got right here, you've got, I'll try to focus a little bit better, but you can see the arrows on both sides. You have 4-zone climate control. This being the Platinum, you also have heated seats, right? So heated seats on the rear of the Platinum Sienna. So really cool feature to have for your climate control and all of that, right? So you also have your sunshades in your second row, and actually I'll pop back in here and I'll show you this. So your sunshades, which pop up right like that, are standard in your second row on all of the Siennas. If you look in the back there, you can see it's also in the third row on your limiteds and on your Platinums. So really nice to have. I know that my daughter loved our sunshades in our Highlander when she was a baby, because she really hated the sun shining on her. So that was always an issue, and we were glad to have that. So do want to mention, and I don't have one here now that has it, but there is a digital rear view mirror. Check out my video on the digital rear view mirror. You might like that too. That is an option, along with the video screen is also an option on your limited and on your Platinum levels. So excuse me, but that is an option for you. So there's 7 USB ports in this car. All right, you've got 2 up front, 2 in the second row, or sorry, 3 up front, 2 in the second row, and 2 in the third row. So that is, and you can kind of take a peek, and you can see there's two of them right there. The other ones there's some up front, like I said, in the center console, and then in the back there for your USBs. So I'll show you. There's your center console right there, and you also have one up here, which is right here. And then, like I said, in the back seat you also have some. And actually, in order to do that, I'm just gonna go ahead and lift this, and what we'll do is I'll kind of show you from here. You can see there's your other two in the back. You have the C style, and you have the I'll call it the normal style, right, when it comes to those. So and I've just kicked down that door so you can know what that beep was. So anyway, so that is that. So the previous generation all-wheel drive, I did want to mention that it had run flat tires. It did not have a spare, not even as an option on the Sienna. It just wasn't there. So now they do not have the run flat tires. Makes for a little bit better of a ride, right? You do have a kit that's actually back here, right? That kit is an emergency inflation kit. All right, now you have the option for a spare tire in all of the Siennas, so it is an option. So if you want that option, make sure you know what you're getting. It is not something you can add after the fact. It really doesn't make sense to add it if it doesn't come with it. So easy way to tell if you have it, and I can actually I believe that I have one over here that has it, but I would just have to kind of peek at these window stickers, and I can kind of do that as I'm looking here. This one's got it. So I will go ahead and I'll open this one up while we're talking here, but the spare tire is an option if you're looking for that. Like I said, you have to change while they're doing the manufacturing. It actually changes the back of it. So you have a different panel on the back. A few other things are different, and you'll see here right now how it looks different. So this one has the spare tire in it, and you can see you've got this cover right here. All right, so that whole panel is different right there. The cover is different, and your tire is right in there. So you can get a spare tire if you want a spare tire, but just know that it's not something that can be added after the fact. And there could be a dealership that might not know that you can't add it after the fact. I mean, let me put it this way. It's doable. It just doesn't make cost sense to do it. It is very expensive to do it after the fact. Just don't do it. All right. So do want to mention that. So the other thing is that I do want to mention, and I want to mention this last, is that you can get the Sienna with the feature for the ramps, so where the ramp can go up off the side of the car in that. And if you go to Toyota's mobility website, you can see that they also have driver and passenger lift chairs. So it's called it's a lift up driver or passenger seat that you can actually get to make that a little bit more accessible for somebody that might have some limitations on their abilities to kind of do that themselves. So I do want to go ahead and thank you guys for watching the video. Hopefully I've gotten most of the things. Like I said, I was trying to limit it to 25, and that is hard on this vehicle. It's hard when you're talking about the old vehicle. It is very, very difficult to limit it to 25 things. So I mean, I hope I did this right for you guys, and hope you guys appreciate it. Definitely like and subscribe for me. Let me know if I missed something that you guys think is pretty glaring that I should have put on here. I know there's some features on here I didn't go over, but like I said, I tried to hit the basics, the big ones. Let me know what you guys think. I'm always happy to help. Leave your comments down there. I'll reply to most of you as well. So Steve Watson, Beaman Toyota in Nashville. I hope you guys have a great day. I look forward to helping you guys and to definitely answering any questions you might have on the new Sienna. So 2021 Sienna, all hybrid. Like I said, it's been around for a while. It's #1 for a good reason. But check it out. Take a test drive in it. Don't decide on anything till you drove the Sienna. Steve Walsh, Beaman Toyota. Hope you have a great day. We'll talk to you guys soon.